Many thanks, Bettina. Let's turn now to Peace Advocate Moses Abolade. For this conversation, he joins us from Abuja. Thank you very much for being with us. In that report, my colleague talked about compliance to the signing of the accord, just moving it away from symbolism to real enforcement. Do you think that we're evolving and the possibility of having a peace accord with some teeth in the future is in the offing?
Thank you very much. I think this is a very good event. And just like Sowore mentioned, it's becoming a ritual. It ought not to be a ritual or not to be seen in that light. The reason why it's in that light is because over time we understand that action speaks more than agreement. And the action of these actors have shown that most times we don't even respect those agreements anymore. But we also know that accords are not laws. They are peace accords or peace agreements, complementary injunctions to ensure that there is something to hold people accountable to before and during or after an election season. But we must understand that we need to now move beyond just signing to actually ensuring that we take this thing seriously. I also want to just make a tweak to what Sowore mentioned there about justice accord. It also shows our understanding of what peace means, because peace should be defined. Peace is defined, actually, not should be defined. It's just now climate or in our climate that we are still trying to understand what peace really means. Peace is defined as justice. Peace is defined as security. Peace is defined as equity. So when we are saying peace, it should be all encompassing of all those things. Like, for instance, my organization, we see peace as justice, peace as security, peace as development. So if we have proper understanding of what peace really means, we're not even just make it an informal thing or a ritual or something we just do. We need to put back those concepts in their right positions. So when we say peace accord, it should also mean justice accord. And it's also because we have not seen justice in all the process, which need to get back into that meaning. So the major reasons why it's like that is because consequences of people's actions doesn't really tally with what they agreed with. But this is an evidence that you have signed something and we can hold you account. The major issue is not signing of an accord. Great work. Salute everybody who is part of this. And also, we are very glad that this is always happening. But beyond this, we must now move to implementation. What will happen if people really default? What will happen? What will be the consequences? And those are the things. Those consequences are also in our laws. We are not what's it called? We are not short of laws and consequences. We just have to implement it.
Yeah,
and it's also good.
Not to sound pessimistic, but you kind of sound like the same comments we've been hearing. Some accountability, we need to put these laws. But in technical terms, for someone who is a peace advocate, how do we ensure compliance? Is it even possible? If it is not possible, why then do we continue with the symbolism of the act when people who sign the accord half the time don't hold up their ends?
So it's a systemic issue, and I think on your show several times I've discussed those systemic concerns. So Nigerian concern is not just is a problem of systems, and people make up those systems, and that starts with even the umpire of our elections. So who are the people, and what are the structures we have put in place that institutions can be more superior, stronger than people who are in the system? And that's where we'll start from, in a way that nobody is above the law, in a way that nobody can say something and go away with it, in a way that when a political actor ensures something is done, we have placed some structures and institutions. We have placed institutions like INEC should be above anybody. institutions like ICPC and the rest, they must be above those who are it shouldn't be a ruling president to even appoint them in the first place. Those are systemic issues and lapses we've had. So if until we block those gaps of who appoints who controls who, we will just be going round the circle. So we must fix those systemic and those conflict transformation mechanisms so that we can have something more sustainable. That is the way. But it might sound a bit worrisome that we still have a long way to go, and that's the truth. And we must acknowledge that we still have a long way to go. Institutions must be stronger than the people.
Yeah, well, on the plus side, though, there are those who say, as mundane as it may seem to others, as symbolic as it may look, that it does have some powers in terms of de-escalating tensions and allowing for the campaign to start on a slow rising pace, other than the violent momentum we've had in the past. What do you say?
I think de-escalation is a bit softer than, the violence is not as intense as before. Good, but it doesn't really solve the major issue. But it's also a good thing, as I said. I also said it's not a bad thing. It's a very good approach. We need to have those negotiations done and see if they can actually meet up to that. But that is just on the symbolic note. Now, how do we ensure that these people can also still respect the law? Because the major thing is that peace accord and peace agreement, most times the people that violate it, just like what Sowore said, is still most of the time the people that perceive themselves to be higher than this law. And that mentality is the thing we must crush until we build system where people are subjected to the law. Rather, you are a ruling president, you should be able to respect the law.
All right.
You should not be the one to determine some things. And those are the root causes of our problem. So until we fix that, we cannot fix this.
Moses, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you very much for having me.